Well, our plans got changed last night, so we were in a little bit of a panic mode, but we are going to regroup, and we actually are going out to eat this year. So,
Oh,
in all transparency,
wow.
this is a first, just a little change of plans. So it's okay.
Yeah.
And so out to eat, what do you do if you're going out to eat or if you're eating at home? Really, it's all comes back to what we do on a daily basis. Fill your plate with that protein. That is going to be the thing that's going to help keep you satiated and still enjoy the sides, but maybe not as many sides. So rather than just a little piece of turkey, I will make sure I have plenty of turkey and some ham to go along with some of the sides that I have chosen to enjoy tomorrow. And like Leslie said, not everybody is able to go outside of their boundaries that they have right now, but you just have to choose. So I'm wondering, can you just a raise of hands in the chat? Who is stressed right now? Are you stressed about eating on Thursday or are you feeling okay about it? With my clients today, many of them are feeling stressed. And in a lifestyle change, if you don't have, very high blood sugars and your metabolic health is improved, even if you're still working on metabolic health and working on blood sugars, you can still enjoy the food. Take Thursday to be with your family, enjoy the food that you don't typically have. And if you need to make it low carb or keto, let's find some recipes that can replace the traditional. But just really taking time to be with your family, be present, and enjoy that food. So that's where I am at. And I don't even know what the menu is because we are going to Grand Falls Casino, which is just a little bit outside of. It's on the other side of the Iowa border, or the South Dakota border in Iowa. And they don't have a menu plan yet. So I am going in knowing that there will be turkey and maybe some other type of meat, and I will have to just choose wisely from there. If I would have been at home, my intention was I was supposed to bring a Costco pie. But what I wanted to do, I'm going to type it in the chat here. This is a recipe from one of my favorites. Of course, it's Carolyn Ketchum, All Day I Dream About Food. She has these mini pumpkin pies. And let me tell you guys, not even just for Thanksgiving, these things are golden. If you like the texture of pumpkin pie, they're low carb and low fat. So it's like just a low calorie treat. And if you want to add the fat, do a little dollop of heavy whipped cream on top, and they are delicious. So, do you like pumpkin pie, Leslie?
I do. So it's funny. I don't typically like pie in general. It's more the
Mm-hmm.
crust that I don't like. Um,
Yeah.
but I pumpkin pie I really like because you can just eat the top and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Um, I that is one that I would like, and I like the pumpkin flavoring and things, and so that is one that I would definitely do. And anything's good with some, whipped cream on top. So
Yes.
that's
And
really
if
cool.
you don't like the crust, these things would be perfect. And sometimes, like, I'll even throw a couple chocolate chips in there and do it that way. But another option that I love to do to add with the pumpkin, I didn't ever like cranberries before, but now I love cranberries. But if you've looked at the amount of sugar in the jar of your typical cranberry preserves, it's insane. So, of course, Carolyn to the rescue again, and I just pasted her sugar-free cranberry sauce. I made 2 double batches of that last year between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So good with leftover turkey or with your pumpkin pie, if you're a cranberry fan. And
Sure.
I apparently turned into one. How about you, Leslie?
I do like cranberries as well. But you know what? I would like to try them this way because I don't know that I've ever had them in a very healthy version.
Yeah.
So that might have to be something that I do.
And a lot of Carolyn's recipes, tend to go on the sweet side. So test the amount of sweetener that you have to use, because I find that a lot of times I can pull back on the amount of sweetener that she requires. So especially, if you get a little tummy rumbling from the sweeteners that she has, it really helps to pull back. And if your palate has adjusted, you just don't need it as sweet. So just be aware of that, because the amount of sweetener in the cranberry, I believe, is a little bit more than what I actually needed. So yeah, just a nice, super colorful addition. So these little cute little pumpkin cupcake bites with the cranberry and then a little blop of whipped cream. That's a really fun thing. And if you're into low carb baking, you might have these ingredients on hand already. So
This is
just
good. I have found so many things on that website too. The All Day I Dream About Food. In fact, I was tasked with bringing, I shouldn't say tasked, that's not the right word. I get to bring, I actually originally was asked to bring like corn, like some type of a corn.
Mhm.
And I actually, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. And then a salad. And so I kind of was debating on what kind of a salad I wanted to bring. I actually found on the All Day I Dream About Food website, I found what was like a Greek chicken salad. And what I think I'm going to do is actually make that without the chicken because we'll have
Oh,
turkey. And I feel like Thanksgiving is such, the food is so good and it's so like, there's the gravies and the mashed potatoes and like heavy
mhm.
foods.
Yeah.
So let's say you're eating your turkey or your ham or whatever you're having for your protein, like just a really good flavorful salad, I feel like would taste so good. And
Yeah.
so that is what I'm planning to do is kind of a Greek salad, which is very non-traditional, but that's kind of how I am. And I'm excited about that. I think that'll be really good.
That sounds amazing. And just to add in that savory, I feel like when we do a little more savory, it helps chill out our mind, thinking about, oh, the pie, the pie, the pie.
Yeah.
Doing that savory, I mean, especially, so is it like feta and olives
Yeah, I was
and
actually going to post the link to it here. My
um
computer was kind of being crazy. Yeah, it is. And you can add, if you want to add like the tomatoes and cucumbers and all,
mm,
you can add as much as or as little as you want.
yeah.
I did find some other ones I was really surprised, and this might have come from this same website. Actually, it did. All Day I Dream About Food, I think was uh like a low carb 7-layer salad. If you're into that, that's kind of a
Oh,
popular salad.
yeah.
Not my favorite.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like I've seen it a lot, these type of things. So something a good option to bring. I feel like anything with kind of like bacon and stuff is good. And there were some other options too. I found a lot. I mean, honestly, you can just Google low carb salads and just
Yeah.
find so many things.
Yes.
Um, and then I did actually just ask if I could, instead of bringing corn, bring a low carb, well, they don't know it's going to be low carb, but a green bean casserole.
Ooh,
And I found one, I'll post it here too.
yeah.
I can't talk and do it at the same time apparently, but this one is something that you bake and you're going to use green beans, cream cheese, actual onion. It'll be very flavorful. It won't quite be, the cream of mushroom
Yep.
green bean casserole that I grew up on, but it will still be very good. And so I'm excited about that. So I'm going to post that as well.
That's, I think, did you say all day I dream about food or no?
I don't think the green bean
Okay.
one was. No.
Okay. She might have one as well. I think one of my
Okay.
clients did just do the green bean one and
Oh,
said from all day I dream about food and said it was
okay.
amazing. So that's a nice option to check out.
Okay.
Other lower carb side dishes that can easily be enjoyed if you like Brussels sprouts. Carolyn's Brussels sprouts. Again, she just is kind of my go-to. So I will post in the chat here her Brussels sprout recipe. And let me tell you, those with the cranberries, that is just all kinds of goodness to enjoy. So green beans, Brussels sprouts. A couple of people are doing the like the cheesy cauliflower rather than mashed potatoes. Um, I do have some clients that have just been saving for this day and they are going to enjoy
Yep.
a little bit of sweet potato, and a little bit of mashed potato. And there is one client that is even going to do corn because this corn casserole is a family tradition. And she has decided that she's going to allow herself a quarter of a cup of it. She just needs a taste. And so her meal is going to be higher carb than normal, but her meal is like an early afternoon. So what she's going to do before that, she's going to go get a really good resistance workout in. So when when we're squeezing our muscles, remember that is a free pass for the sugar that's in our blood to go right into our muscles. It doesn't even need insulin. That is the cool part about getting a resistance workout in, not just before your Thanksgiving meal, but just working that into your lifestyle a couple of days a week is such an amazing thing to have a free pass. No insulin needed. And I think you would be surprised if you're not doing any resistance workouts right now, what that will do for you and your blood sugar control. So just keep that in mind that that's a nice option. If you don't want to do a resistance workout or it's not an option, just remember after your meal, if you go for a walk, bundle up. You don't have to go fast. If you just walk for 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, you can lower your blood sugar up to 20 points after you have that meal by just going for a walk. Leave the dishes, get everybody say, hey, guess what? We're going for a walk. And see what people say. I think you might be surprised at their responses. And that's just one way to just kind of mitigate what might happen, after a meal post blood sugar response.
Yes.
Another tip with while you're eating your meal on Thursday, in the beginning, I mentioned being mindful. Do you put your fork down in between bites? Or are you so thinking about what's on that next bite to come that we're forgetting to enjoy what's in our mouth? We just can't wait for that next bite typically. And creating a sense of mindfulness around, okay, I'm going to take a bite, fork down, chew, enjoy the food, and then start the process over instead of the shovel, right? I'm completely guilty of the shovel. I've been there, done that quite often. I'm in a hurry when I eat, and it's something I'm working on is just to slow down. Because when we slow down, it gives our stomach, the stretch receptors in our stomach, a chance to tell our brain, hello, I'm full, rather than a plate later, oh my gosh, I'm miserable. I can't believe I ate that much. So slowing down and mindfulness will help you feel better also.
That's good.
So Deborah, thank you for your nice message. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Yes, thank you for the recipe for that 4-layer pumpkin dessert. That sounds amazing. And you said you've tasted each layer. I love that.
That's good.
That
You
is
got to know if it's going to turn out good. So
right.
you have to try
Yeah.
it, right?
Test for sure. Yes. Do you have any other sides that you're going to do, Leslie, or that will be there?
I do know, let's see. So we will have the turkey and a ham. And then I do know, I was like writing some of this out yesterday so I could mentally put my mind around it.
Mhm.
I do know sweet potatoes. There will be veggie tray. I know that someone's bringing pumpkin pie. And I believe that's it. But you know what? Another thing that we should talk about too, a lot of times when we go to Thanksgiving get-togethers, there's usually wine in my family. It's kind of a common thing. And
Mhm.
so maybe we should talk a little bit about that, maybe alcohol in general.
Mhm. So, just creating an awareness around alcohol. We have to look at it as an energy source. If you're tracking your food, you can either track it as a carb or a fat and subtract that way. But regardless, it is going to impact our metabolic health. If it's just Thanksgiving and you want to enjoy a glass or two of wine with your family, you could sure do that. But maybe is there a give and take when you're going to have that drink? okay, well, I decided to have a glass of wine, but I'll only have a half of a piece of pie rather than a full piece of pie. Just because the alcohol really will, it relaxes us, maybe makes it easier to be around family, but it also makes it easier to overconsume food. So typically there is wine at my gatherings as well, but I like food much more than I enjoy wine. So I
Hmm.
tend to go for the food over the wine. I mean, I do like a glass of wine every now and again, but just be aware that, as you cross over that line of more than two drinks, your food choices might become a little bit less than what you would have desired. So that definitely a personal choice to make. But when we drink alcohol, our body wants to detoxify, and that's the priority. So when we drink alcohol, it's going to, our body's first going to burn off that alcohol, and then carbs, and then protein, then fat. So fat burning is completely off. And Thursday might not be the day to think about fat burning, but just go in with the awareness that I'm drinking alcohol, fat burning is off. So just like I said, just awareness, no judgment.
That's good. I think the best thing too, as we talk about this, is just to kind of have a plan. Don't walk into whatever you're doing for that day completely blind or not having a plan. I know a lot of people too who, when they know they're going to be surrounded by things that they love or that they may struggle with, they'll often eat before they go,
Yeah.
so that they'll only eat small amounts maybe when they get there, or won't be so tempted, because you don't want, it's like, you don't want to go grocery shopping when you're starving.
Yes.
It's kind of one of those scenarios as well, and so keep that in
Yep.
mind. That might help. And and what about staying hydrated? How does that impact our
Yeah.
choices?
Absolutely. Stay hydrated before the meal. I don't typically encourage water with the meal, like guzzling water to feel full with the meal, because it dilutes our digestive enzymes. And we need those enzymes and the acid in our stomach to help break down and digest the food. But absolutely, if you've been a little behind on your water for the past week, starting today, try to get half your body weight in water if you can. Get your body hydrated, because if we're dehydrated, our brain is going to tell us we're hungry.
Mm.
So work on getting that water in, and definitely hydrate before you go. And like Leslie said, do you need to eat a meal before you go? Possibly. Or how about a protein shake with a tablespoon of peanut butter, just a little protein and fat together?
Yeah.
That might help. I know some people have decided to fast up until the meal. Um, I don't know if that would work for me. I think I might get too hungry, just because my body isn't trained to wait until 2 o'clock in the afternoon anymore, like
Mhm.
it used to be. So eating before you go would be an option, or some people might choose to fast
Yeah.
up until that meal.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay. This is good stuff, you guys. Let's see, Dana or Deborah had said that the net carbs is 2 grams for a 6-ounce serving for the keto pumpkin 4-layer dessert. So yes, that is
Awesome.
awesome. Okay.
Very good.
Um, but anyway, so I I just I don't want people to get so focused on food either that they miss enjoying the day. And Dana had kind of talked about that in the beginning. So go into it knowing that it's a day to celebrate. We're thankful for so many good things. Don't be so consumed with your food that you're not able to enjoy it, of course, right? We all tell ourselves that, but I think it's a good reminder to really be thankful
Mhm.
about all of your blessings. And so if that's going to be the day that, you know, you have a little bit more than you're used to, it's okay. It's okay. But go in with a game plan. You can do this. You can do hard things.
Yeah,
And there are other holidays too. So this isn't the only one.
right,
I was
right.
saying, everyone's like, oh, I can't, I really need to enjoy this holiday. And I'm like, there's like a holiday every month.
Right.
So there's
Yes,
always things going on. So
absolutely. There's a holiday, a birthday, a work party, something is always happening. So we just have to choose. when we would like to go outside of our boundaries, if that's something we're doing. Go for that walk after your meal. And if you can't go for a walk, if it's snowing or raining, find you know what, you could even go in the bathroom and hold on to the side of the bathroom counter and do squats. Just tap your tush sheets your tush cheeks on a closed toilet lid, and squeeze your thigh muscles like just up and down, and let your muscles soak in some of that carb that you might have eaten. Yeah, and that will do you a lot of good.
It's good. This has been a really good webinar. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for joining us today. We will be back in 2 weeks, and feel free to tell your friends about this webinar. They can go to bartonwebinar.com. There is a link to sign up. And yeah, I think that is it.
I think we have one question here. Kamiko is wondering, what would we suggest, what type of food we should take during holiday seasons? I have been monitoring my blood sugar and don't want to waste my work. That's a great question. And, anytime that you're able to bring a protein source, whether it's, turkey or your ham, the low carb veggies, the Brussels sprouts, green beans, do you want to do like a baked cheesy cauliflower casserole, or even cheesy broccoli? Those are all nice things to bring along. Or even like the little keto pumpkin cupcakes that I posted above, or Deborah's recipe. Those are all great things to keep your blood sugar in check. And maybe you would be one that you need to eat a little bit before you go, if it's not going to be a blood sugar friendly meal, just so you're not starving when you get there. And then there, hopefully would be some protein and healthy fats that you could choose from when you do get there. Meat and cheese tray is another thing. If you don't have time to prepare a protein or a side dish, meat and cheese tray, I mean, most grocery stores, Target, Walmart, they've got them already ready to go. And even if they're not the all natural meats, just this one time, that's a definite go-to for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
I hope that answers your question. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
All right. Again, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on these webinars. We're very thankful for all of you. Please come back in 2 weeks, and you can also watch these replays. So they are posted under the Barton Publishing Facebook page, but you can also go to bartonwebinar.com, and there's a link to these. Dana, can you give them your social media information so they can find you as well?
Yes. So I would love to have you join me in our Stop Sugar Secrets group. I can post a link here real quick to that. It's just a community of support for those of us trying to eat less sugar. I am on Instagram under Dana Cushing Health, and my website is danacushinghealth.com. And there is the Facebook group if you would like to come in there. And I think, yeah, Instagram, Facebook, and my website. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, you guys, thanks again. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, or I should say a great weekend. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, count your blessings, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.